Your car is only as reliable as you think it is. As they say, guys, one man's trash is another man's treasure, and it absolutely applies to cars as well. Now, often I make videos, and I made a video talking about the S65 powered BMW. That's your E90, E92, E93 M3s. They've got that beautiful V8 Formula One derived type motor, right? And also another counterpart, which is the E60 M5 with the S85 V10 engine. Both those engines are sort of, sister engines, F1 technology, all that jazz, but they're very unreliable motors, guys. And those cars, indeed, outside of the engines, right, they have the SMG transmission, very unreliable cars, objectively speaking. But whenever I make a video, often I have people come out the woodwork and they say, hey man, these cars are actually pretty reliable, especially the M3. They say the M3 is actually quite nice and reliable, despite the people you meet, the stories you hear, the feedback you get from people and mechanics. Despite all of that, people come out and say these cars are reliable. Is that delusion, or is there actually some truth to it? I want to cover it off, guys, because I think there is a little bit of truth to those statements, and here's how. See, when I had my BMW M235i, it had the N55 straight 6 turbo engine. And by all accounts, that was actually a pretty sorted motor. The N55, especially in EWG format, which stands for electronic wastegate, the later revisions, was actually a pretty solid motor, guys. I had quite a bit of faith in it. But then came the breakdowns and repairs, right? My first time on a tow truck was when I owned my BMW. Plastic parts go, I had my serpentine belt pop off only at 60,000 kilometers. Various sensors and items go off on my car. And then probably the worst thing was the oil consumption, where my car consumed 1 liter every about 4,000 kilometers. Now, granted, I drove that car well. I drove it in Sports Plus always, which is going to consume a bit of oil. Granted, of course, German cars, especially the likes of Audi and BMW, have historically been oil eaters. But for me, when the car didn't have any leaks, for it to consume 1 liter per 4,000 kilometers, it unsettled me, right? It broke my faith in the car to the extent where I had to sell it. I look back and I think, the person that bought that car, they can be living in a reality. It's like Schrodinger's cat, right? They could be very much living in a reality where that is probably the most reliable car they've owned, right? I spent thousands on repairs and maintenance on that car. Perhaps now the person who owns it is going to have a reliable car for the next decade. And even if they don't, even if it still has issues, if the person who bought it is a real BMW fanatic and they're a real diehard enthusiast, and I would say I'm an enthusiast and I enjoy the brand BMW, Audi and Mercedes, but I wouldn't classify myself as a fanatic, right? So for me, I have limits, which, my BMW, that was my limit. But if that person's a bit of a fanatic and they're a fan, they might very well do these little repairs here and there. That car, and it was a clean car that I owned, guys, that car might actually last them a very long time because they probably have faith in the car, right? And that's what it is, guys. Faith is a very important part of life. In anything, right? In anything. Take my Toyota GR Yaris, for example. I have a bit of a coolant issue that I'm nursing. Even with that, even if I see my car sort of splurt out coolant, or check out one of my other videos about my coolant issue, nothing major, but even with that, guys, I have no worries. In or out of warranty, I don't worry about it. I think to myself, you know what? Toyota's a good brand. So what? If that happened, that's probably a design characteristic. I'm not worried. And is that wrong or right? Who knows? But for me, my Toyota, it's a reliable car. And for someone else, their BMW is a reliable car. People need to get a car that they can put up with and have faith with. If you're a BMW person, you've owned BMWs your whole life, and you've had a bunch of BMWs, and you come on my page and I say, I think a Benz is more reliable than BMW. And, often I think Audi and Mercedes-Benz, that's just, my personal view with the type of cars that I like, not across the board. But often I think Benz and Audi are more reliable cars. If you listen to that and go and get a Benz and Audi, that might not be very reliable for you guys because you don't have faith in the car. It might throw a repair that you haven't dealt with. It might have an issue you haven't dealt with, and it'll shake you to the core, and you'll sell your car, right? You'll get rid of it. That's how it is. These cars, they're for enthusiasts. A lot of people don't understand. For enthusiasts, these cars are more than A to B transport. They're an expression of ourselves, of our faith, of how we feel. This Toyota, it's very imperfect. It has a bunch of things I probably don't enjoy about it, but it's an expression of me. It's telling me that life is imperfect, right? I can't have perfection in life, in my cars, in anything. This is my balance. This is a level of imperfection that I enjoy. Message to my audience today is that get the car that you're going to have faith in. If you've got equity with Mercedes-Benz or Audi, and you've got history with the brand, go ahead and keep buying it. right? The only time I'm asking people, or not even asking, the only time I'm sharing knowledge is objective knowledge like Toyota Camrys or Toyota Yaris's or Corollas. It's not even a GR Yaris. That's the only knowledge I'm out here sharing. I'm saying, guys, you know, for the average person who doesn't know much about cars, just get a Camry, Corolla, Yaris. Don't even get a Honda. Get one of these and call it a day, right? So unless you're making that type of move, I think it's very important for people to understand their own personal experiences and what they can put up with. I hope that helps, guys. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you next time.